But we begin in Melbourne and Victoria's worst aviation accident in 30 years. 5 people are dead, the pilot and 4 other people who are thought to include American tourists heading to play golf on an island in Bass Strait. The plane had just taken off from Essendon Airfield in the city's northwest. Former councillor Peter Scullin was in a car on the motorway being driven by his wife when the plane crashed and exploded beside them.
We got to the top of the off-ramp and then we could hear this noise, a loud noise of a plane, sort of like, that noise that you hear, that dreaded noise. And then we actually couldn't see the plane because we were executing a right-hand turn heading south towards Melbourne CBD. Anyway, then a massive ball of flame, just as we completing the right-hand turn to our left, a massive ball of flame about 20 metres from us. Unfortunately, the plane clipped the corner of a major retailer called a DFO on the southeast corner of the building, and the pilot clipped the corner of this shopping centre, and then a massive ball of flame. I was a passenger inside the car. My wife was driving. And inside the car, we could feel the intense heat from the flames. It's sort of the thing you see on a movie, where they have all those special effects. But unfortunately, this was real. And even worse still, tragically, there were 5 people on board the plane. And where we were the lucky ones who didn't get hit, I'd be most surprised because the massive ball of flame was so big, it'd be hard to think that anyone could survive that. It's quite a tragedy.
Yes, it is, absolutely. And your description and the pictures I'm seeing suggest that there was absolutely no way anyone could possibly have survived it. What seems to be miraculous, and we don't know this for sure as we talk, but it does seem to be the case, is that no one on the ground was killed. Yes,
that's a very good point. Well, because we were making a right-hand turn in busy traffic with cars behind us, we had to complete the turn, even though it happened right before our eyes. And we drove down a road called Buller Road about another 200 metres and pulled up. And my wife and I did some deep breathing, and we thought, this is our lucky day. And unfortunately for the people on board that plane, probably one of the last things the pilot and the passengers would have seen would have been the roof of our car as they clipped the edge of this shopping centre.
It passed that close to you?
It did. Well, we actually didn't see it because it was right above us, if you know what I mean.
Yes. And you felt the heat from the explosion in your car?
Yeah, well, it was just a massive ball of flame that went, say, 20 to 30 metres in the air, and it's surreal when something like this happens. You see it in a movie and you sort of shrug your shoulders, but when you're there, it's different. And my wife and I are counting our lucky stars. We're very lucky that unfortunately, in the case of the shopping centre, it doesn't open till 10 a.m. in the morning, and this all happened about 9 o'clock. It could have been a lot worse.
Gosh, it could have. It does seem to be very close to the airport. Can you explain the proximity of the runway to the shopping centre? What sort of distance between the two?
Well, this used to be Melbourne's, Essendon Airport used to be the main airport in Melbourne once, but it's much closer to the CBD. So now the main airport is out at Tullamarine.
That's right. To
the north of Melbourne. So this airport is now used, well, when they built Tullamarine, residents were all told that, Essendon Airport won't be used as much now, but because of tourist activity, because of helicopters, news media, emergency services, air ambulances and fire aeroplanes, the airport's getting a lot of use. So this kind of raises a question of should there be so much aircraft activity in the middle of a pretty intensely suburban populated area?
Peter Scullin, who was driving along as the crash occurred beside him.